Hello, hello, hello. My name's Samantha and this is episode 5 of the Khaos Kismet podcast. I know everything looks a little different today. I do apologise. I have actually recorded already. I recorded earlier on and I've just gone to edit it. And all you can hear for like the first 10 minutes is my dog crunching. Because she has like dry biscuits in a bowl. So I thought, rather than make you listen to that, I thought I would come on and I would record again. I'm recording at my PC. I'm using my very fancy camera rather than using my phone. So I'm trying to look up here. I might end up looking down here more. And also, apologies. The curtains came with the house. Nothing to do with me. And this is the carnet. This is the other thing. On my phone, everything's right way around. On this, everything's back to front. This is the carnage that I work in. That's my sewing machine there. I've been doing some sewing. It's my ring light that I haven't put away yet because I just haven't had time. And this is... Oh, this side. This is, like, obviously my ironing board. And this is all the stuff that I have to sort out for working tomorrow. It's a mess. But it's my mess. You may recognise this. Still haven't sewn the ends in. But I use it when I'm sitting here. This bag. My Toft bag. This is where I keep just random things. This currently at the minute has this in it, which is dropped air, that I am planning to use for a hat pattern. So this is my PC. This is where I sit in a game. I play World of Warcraft and other stuff, more adulty things as well. But I thought I would try this. It does mean, because it's now night time, it's 7 o'clock at night, which means the lighting is awful. I'm sorry. I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. I don't have a huge amount to show today anyway. Oh god, the glare on my glasses as well. Oh, that's terrible. I don't have an awful lot to show today, but I will show you what I've been up to. I was ill for the start of the week, so my throat is still a little scratchy as well. So I have to keep sipping my Coke because I need the caffeine. It's actually cherry Coke. I don't do diet. I don't like to taste it. My mum loves it. My mum will only drink Diet Coke. I don't. It has to have huge amounts of alcohol in it in order for me to enjoy the taste of it. To the point where you can't actually taste it because of the alcohol. That's when we like Diet Coke. Right, enough of me and my alcohol. Can you see up there as well? Ooh, that's a needle felted picture that I did. That's my little chibi girl. I was quite proud of that. It's my first little chibi picture I ever did. Right, let's get on with some actual content instead of me just waffling. Do we have a timer on this? Oh, we do. We're on nearly 4 minutes and I've just waffled about absolutely nothing the entire time. So, finished objects, I have 2. One of them, see, this is the good thing. I can actually sit back and show you my cardigan. Oh, see, it comes to there, like my hips here. So it's I'm going to stop doing that now because that's kind of embarrassing. All I did, because I wanted it big and baggy for sitting in the house, because it's not really the sort of colour that I normally wear. Also, this is Illidan World of Warcraft t-shirt, because I'm a proper grown-up. So, can you see on my sewing machine as well? Oh my! I have chromey stickers on my sewing machine. So this is the hex cardigan that I've been showing for the last couple of weeks. I've literally used 3 balls, and all I've done for the edges is like put a double crochet border all the way around. For the sleeves, bracelets come off. For the sleeves, because the sleeves are massive, the sleeves are like the same as this. So all I did was just double crochets. I did a row of straight double crochets and then a couple of decrease rows, and then just until it got to where I could get my hands through it comfortably and have a cuff. And then I just did a few rows of double crochet until, this is all US terms. I learned to crochet in US terms, so unless something is specifically in UK terms, it'll always be US. And then just did that. The joins, I've just done slip stitches, and it's the same at the back. It's just can you see? There you go. This is a slip stitch up the back, slip stitch down each arm, and it's nice. You might have seen the tale of why I now own a brown cardigan. It's because I bought stuff for my partner, because this is his colour. He's like sort of earthy tones. He likes greens and browns and golds and that sort of colour range, whereas I tend to like black and pink. Black, pink, grey and purple. That's my kind of colour place that I like to be. But I had it sitting there and I thought I would like a hexie cardigan, and it wasn't going to get used for anything because he decided he didn't actually want the jumper after all, after I'd bought the stuff for it. So yeah, made myself a hexie cardigan. And the other finished object is the one you would have seen last week, which is this little guy. His legs keep going very squint. Let's see, let's show you. This is the pattern for it. Free pattern. Changes I have made are essentially just the hair. Everything else. Oh, I forgot the scarf. I need to make a little scarf. I'll do that after this. Make a little scarf. You make... Let's put the big skein back on. It's one piece from here up to here. You make the head, the arms are not stuffed, and the tail, sew them all on. Make the head and put the little eyes on, and then you make the hat separately, and then you put that on and sew it on. The ears are separate as well, the little devil horns, and then you just sew them on. I decided to do this little curly hair, and all I did was hook some in there and then unravelled them. So yeah, very cute. He's adorable, and I think he's going to be going in my Etsy shop, even though he's super cute. I spoke about this before. I've used paint box yarns. This is a dark red, I can't remember the name of the colour, but this is a dark red colour, black, and this is actually Stylecraft Special DK in parchment. So there we go, finished object number 2. And that is it for finished objects. Now, what I've brought across is my bag. This is just like a Sainsbury's bag. It's this like Hessian stuff. I get them all the time. And then it's got plastic stuff inside it. They're really good for shopping. They last a long time. Jute, not Hessian, it's jute. And what I have is this. Because I'm trying to stash down this year, what I'm finding is I'm using like partial skeins, and then I'm left with partial skeins, and I'm not really finding anything that I can do with them. I know in the US your skeins are generally bigger. I think are they like 130 grams or 170 grams, something like that. Our skeins are Generally, you do get some like 10 and 25, but generally a normal skein is 100 grams or 50 grams. You do get some that are a little bigger, you do get some that are smaller, but that's as a general thing. So what I'm left with after making something is less than 100 grams, obviously. So I'm finding that I'm getting stuck with all these part balls, and a lot of them are too big to want to put them in, say, like a magic knot ball or something, which I have started. I am making a magic knot ball for the bits that are too small to do anything else with. But what I've decided with this bag sits next to the sofa, things are allowed to come from my yarn area into the bag. Things are not allowed to leave the bag and go back to the yarn area. So that's just through there. I've said before, this is a rented house, so I don't really have a craft room. I don't really have the storage that I want. So all my stuff's in boxes in there. But it's better than not having it. So yeah, I've decided that stuff is going to stay in there and it's going to get used until the point where it is too small to be used for anything, at which point it gets put in a magic knot ball. So with that in mind, whips. Got to love a wool warehouse bag. So this is what I use for the cardigan. This is Wendy with wool. I don't think it's shade 5315. It doesn't have colours on it. It's 20% wool and it's really soft. It's lovely. Oh, where's the hook? So I had, if you remember from a couple of weeks ago, I'd made a cowl, which I still haven't put the pattern up for on my blog because I've been ill and the rest of the time I've been catching up. So we had this sort of variegated, and we had this cream that I'd used, and that's just a style Crafty DK, that just acrylic. Both of them are just acrylic. This one's a little bit more of a roving style. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Oh, where am I going? That way. Am I going to focus? Sort of. At least I showed you the nails that have still got the nail varnish on them. Did my nails earlier and then did housework. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, the company that makes this no longer is in business. It's Mariners, which is sad because they were really good. And what I've decided to do was make a granny shawl, granny triangle. So we have these. And I've just used the cream until I couldn't get another row out of it. Then I've attached the brown. And because this is a variegated one, I'm hoping it's going to transition nicely into, I think there's about 80 grams left in this one. This is what's left of the cardigan after just finishing it off, really. So I'm hoping it's going to transition nicely. I am aware I'm trying to show you brown yarn against a brown cardigan and brown curtains. Apologies. I didn't want to have to do this. The lighting in here is shockingly bad. So, and I forgot to switch my phone off. So that's my sitting in front of the TV thing, because granny stitch is the only thing that I can do crochet wise without looking. I have to look when I get to corners and edges. But just doing the actual granny stitch, I don't need to look. I've decided to use a bigger hook for this as well to make it a bit more drapey. So I'm using one of my spare polymer clay monstrosity hooks. It looks terrible, it really does, but it fits my hand so well. Because that's what I did. I put the polymer clay in it, moulded it to the shape that I wanted it for my hand, because I hold my hook like this, and then I put it in the oven. So it looks messy, but I don't care because it's so comfortable. I'm using a 5.5mm hook I don't know what that is in US. I don't know. It's 5.5 mil. And yeah, that's just my using up the rest of those balls. And the tiny little bits that are left of that is going to be the start of a magic knot ball, a DK one. Right, let's see, what else do we have? We have some Tunisian. Now I will show you, I'll show you what they're going to look like. So this is them on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. Well, it was a free pattern. Oh, it's not a free pattern anymore. But it's $3, which is literally like a couple of pounds. It's, yeah, and it's worth using, worth getting. Let's see, let's have a look at the projects. So you can have, see all the different colours, you can make them longer. The pattern is like really well written. And what I have decided to use is this, which, can you see? Oh, hide my face. It's got all these like, it's like a tan coloured base, and it's got little bits of green and red and like a denim-y grey colour. And show you the front of it, not the back. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. Me and my infinite wisdom. So I've got an interchangeable crochet hook set, which comes with stoppers, which I didn't put on because I thought, oh, it's a pair of mitts, there'll be loads of room on there. And it just fell off. So this is the pattern. It's a smocking stitch. These are the needles that I use. Hooks. These are Knit Pro Symphonies. I am using a 3.5. The pattern calls for a 4.5, but I'm using a 3.5 because I crochet loosely. And it's just, you do it flat and then it'll go round. And it's the smocking stitch for a bit, and then the cuff is simple stitch. So it's nice if you're just starting to learn a bit of Tunisian, then it's a nice sort of next step up, because all the smocking stitches is, and if you do like a moss stitch in knitting, it's a bit like that, where you do like a simple stitch and a purl stitch, and then on the next row you put the simple stitch on top of the purl stitch and the purl stitch on top of the simple stitch, and that gives you this like lovely smocked effect. And the yarn is Yorkshire Dale yarns, they no longer dye. So that's a DK weight one, and it's lovely. It's a merino, so it'll be nice and soft on my hands. So next we have, I'm actually embarrassed to show you this. I'll show you a picture of what it's going to look like. Aren't they lovely? They're so pretty. Right, look at the lace work on those. So I've got this is on my second screen, which is how I'm able to drag it over like that. So if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm checking on my second screen. So they are, I'll put the details back up, they are the Cloudburst fingerless mitts. These ones are in 4-ply. I am not doing them in a floofy. This is a free pattern. Let's get rid of that. It's a free pattern, and I am using, ooh, look at the state of this ball band, ridiculous. Right, so So I'm really struggling with the camera. I will get used to it. West Yorkshire spinachers. West Yorkshire spinners, not spinachers, because I'm not even sure that's a word. West Yorkshire spinners in the signature 4-ply in poppy seed. I always thought poppy seeds were black, but this is how much I've done. Essentially, I have cast on. Oh, it's struggling now because it's like I can see your face, but not really. Anyway, it's literally like 3 rows of ribbon, so I don't even know why I'm trying to show you. I'm sure you all know what 3 rows of ribbon look like. So yes, I thought I will have a little go at them because they're so pretty. And we have one more whip. So this one, I'm using my 2.5 ebony hook, which is my favourite for amigurumis. Oh. And this is what we have at the moment. It's going to be a totodile. This is the yarn that I'm using. This is discontinued. Now, they still have it on the Lovecraft's website, but when you go onto it, it says it's no longer available for any of the colours. So I'm not sure why it's still on there. And I'm pretty sure it actually says on it it's discontinued. So I'm not really sure why. Let's show you. This is, I keep clicking on the wrong screen. This is Totodile. He is a Pokemon. Obviously, we can't call him a Totodile in here because of copyright. And let's have a look. There we go, $4.99. And the person who makes this is her shop. And she makes all kinds of Pokemons and things. She does have some free patterns as well. But that one happens to be a paid one. Oh dear. So my computer's trying to scan things. So this is a 4-ply yarn. It's super soft. I'm very, very sad that they're discontinuing it because it's really nice. It had some lovely colours. I'd bought a load of this ages ago to make a blanket, and it was a blanket that was on the drop site, and then I never ever made it because I made a couple of squares, and it turns out that the blanket was, you know how you get like the fancy drape them over the back of your couch, floral kind of gappy, not very blankety blankets. It ended up being one of those, which it didn't look like in the picture at the time, so I ended up not making it. So now I've got this. I'm hoping that these 3 are going to be enough. It's a kind of sort of pale turquoisey colour, and drops don't put things on there, but it's discontinued anyway, so it won't really matter. So I'm hoping it's going to be enough because I'm not going to be able to get any more, and it would be sad if I have to rip. I mean, if it's not enough, I'll rip it all back and I'll just do it with a single ply because I'm holding these double. I don't know if I mentioned that. Holding them double. So, and because I'm recording again, I'm confused with what I've said, what I've not said. Let's see, and I think that might actually be everything. Oh, well, no. I've got my virus shawl that I was working on last week that I showed you, but I've done maybe 2 rows on it. I've not done much in it at all. So I think that might be us. I've not really watched anything this week. I've just been watching some more Riverdale. Been watching some anime. I've been watching 7 Deadly Sins. There's a new thing on Netflix I've been watching with the kids, actually. It's really good. It's called Supernatural Academy. We've been watching an episode of that every night before they go to bed. Because there's not many things that we actually sit down and watch together as a family. So we've been watching that. The episodes are quite short. And they've been really enjoying it. It's been really good. Because it's a new thing as well. It's all very, very PC, very inclusive. But it's good, and it's good for my smallest person to see that, because he's going through a little bit of a... He's just turned 8, and he doesn't know if he wants to be a girl or a Viking. Or a girl Viking. So, you know. He's 8. It could be a phase. I'm not actively encouraging. I'm also not actively discouraging. I'm just making sure he knows that he can just be whatever he wants to be when he's a grown-up. But it's nice for him to be able to see and have those options outside of me. If you know what I mean. Like, it... So, this sort of ties in as well. The other thing that I've been doing this week is TikTok. I never really bothered about TikTok before. And recently I've been having a look at, well, recently, the last couple of days I've been looking at it a lot, because my middle son is starting high school this year. And at high school they're expected to have a phone. And like, granted, it's been quite a while since I was at school. I'm 42, so, you know, it's been a while. But when I was at school, we had a book, it had our timetable in it, and that was it. You had just notes in your book. And now that they're expected to have a phone, their timetable will be on a phone. Any notes they have to take and anything like that is all going to be on a phone. They have a phone or some kind of device to access all their homework. And I think it's ridiculous. I mean, he's 10 years old, he's going to be 11, he doesn't need a phone at all. And especially one that's attached to the internet. I'm not comfortable with that at all. So, even though I spend a lot of time online, I'm big into gaming and things. And I always thought that I was reasonably internet savvy. And the arm on my chair just moved. I went onto TikTok, and I have 2 accounts on there. And one of them is one that I use for, like, this stuff. And that's fine, because that's just full of people doing craft stuff. And it was set up specifically for that. And I need to actually start putting stuff on there. I am kind of starting to try a little bit now. And then I also made myself a personal account, so that I could sit with my son and we could go through it and look at videos and sort of ease him into the concept of it, because he's had no... He's never been let loose. I mean, he has, like, computers and things, but he's never been let loose on the internet. So we've been sort of going through it together so that he understands the dangers and understands things he should and shouldn't do. And obviously I've been sort of scrolling through it when he's not there as well. And the amount of horrific things... I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Like, 99% of it is good stuff. It's people having fun. It's people teaching about things. It's people just being people. But there's that 1%, and it's that 1% that just stresses me out so bad and just makes me lose faith in humanity, honestly. But some of this is like me having to come to terms with it. So that's what we've been working on, and that's what we're going to work on over the next few months, because he starts in September. So yeah, that was a lot of a rant. It's worrying though, like when you have young kids, and then because he's the middle one as well, and the other one is 3 years younger than him, you know, the 11-year-old's, well, he'll be 11 in April. and he's at the age where he needs to have the stuff explained to him, but you don't really want to be explaining the same stuff to an 8-year-old because they don't need to know that stuff yet. So yeah, it's all fun. But we'll get there. People manage. People have managed way before this with lots of other stuff, so it'll be fine. Let's see, what else? Reading. I've not really done much reading because I've not been very well, and I've not been able to sit and like focus on a book. I've not been able to focus on the words, and then when I have been reading, because my brain's been fuzzy, I've been having to like reread, which just irritates me. So like I can remember enough to realise that I've reread it, but I can't remember enough to not reread it. So I thought, you know what, I'll wait till I feel better. It wasn't anything serious, it was just like a bug thing with a head cold, but it just made my brain a bit fuzzy. Let's see, what else? That might be about it. The children, when I recorded earlier on, the children came in, they came home from school. My ex-mother-in-law picked them up from school today because the weather's been really bad here, and because I'm not driving, and because I've been ill at the start of the week, she's been taking them to school this week and picking them up, which is like, it's so nice of her. She doesn't live far, she only lives a couple of streets away, but it's just like so nice of her to take the kids to school and bring them back so that I don't have to, and so that they don't have to walk in the snow, because it'd be horrible walking in the snow and then having to sit in school in your wet clothes all day. I remember having to do it, and it's not pleasant. So I'm sitting there recording earlier on, and obviously Lilith was sitting on the windowsill that she's too big for and it's falling off, but she likes to sit there anyway. And there's a slight moment at the end of the video that I was going to have to edit out of the dog falling off the windowsill, charging past because she's seen the kids coming home. And then the kids come in and go, oh, are you recording? Oh, can we get on? Can we come on? So I might add a little bit at the end with the kids, with their... one of them has got something that he made, and the rest of it is just things that they want to show you. They kind of want to have a regular bit on the podcast, but we'll see. I've told them they need to actually put some effort into like making things, because that's what the podcast is about making things. So my throat is just like still quite scratchy. So yeah, that is everything, I think. We are now on 33 minutes. Woo! That might actually be our shortest podcast yet. We shall see. So again, apologies for the lighting and just the weirdness. I might try another one like this during the daytime, so that the lighting's a bit better. I might try that next week, because being able to do this is way quicker than having to sit there and try and edit in pictures, because that took me a really long time to do last week. If it turns out that this is rubbish and the sound quality is bad or whatever, so yeah, let me know if, ignoring the background and the lighting, because if I record during the day the lighting won't be like this, let me know if this is better, or if it's better if I go back to my phone. And see, I need to get used to certain things with this though, because everything's backwards and I need to look up there, not there. I am trying. Oh dear. Right, I've waffled on for another minute and a half. So yeah, let me know what you're working on, let me know what you've been up to. What's the weather been like where you are as well? Because we've just had like random snowstorm in March. And of course, because it's the UK, the whole country's went, whoa, we're not working anymore, because this country sucks at anything apart from mediocre dull weather. I think I might have mentioned this before. Like, we can't do hot weather, we can't do cold weather, we can't do wet weather, we can't do anything. We're just not equipped for it. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know everything. Questions, comments. And I'm hoping this one's going to be a lot better. I know you don't have the dog crunching in this one, so that's a bonus. Yeah, I know I should have tidied up behind me. I wanted to get this recorded tonight. Right, so I will speak to you next week. Until then, enjoy, have fun, take 5 minutes for yourself. Every day, take just 5 minutes where you do the things you want to do. Take 5 minutes to read a book, to sit down, have a hot cup of coffee. Like, anything. Do it. I'll see you next week. Bye. Hi again. Sorry about that. That was the children coming in and the dog wrecking the house because you could see her out the window. She could see them out the window. This is my smallest person. And this is what he's made at school today. You want to sit up so we can, like, see it?
And that's the other side.
There we go. And what is this? Right, sit back again.
This is a chef's hat.
And why were you making a chef's hat at school?
Because I've been a chef at school.
You've been a chef at school?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to do all the cooking from now on?
Yeah.
Excellent! So that's one less job for me.
I've more like been doing baking.
Okay, so you're more of a baker than a chef?
I'm still a chef.
Okay, you're chef and a baker?
Yes.
Multi-talented. Right. So there we go. This is... What is it even made from? Look, it's got like head putty stuff. So
I
there
don't
we
think
go.
that's a chef's hat.
That is smallest person's thing for today, and this is my other small person who doesn't have anything that he's made, but he did want to show you this that I made for him.
It's my favourite Among Us character Mum made for me.
I'll put it up there. And then turn around, he's got his little backpack on. So out of all the things I have spent many, many, many hours and days and weeks and sometimes even months making for him, this is his favourite thing. So, yay! You like your other stuff as well, though, don't you?
Yes.
You like me making you stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you just saying that because you sit next to me?
No.
No.
Maybe.
Have you had a good day at school?
Maybe.
And there we go. This is the one that's going to high school this year. Look at that wee face. Look.
Your hands are cold.
My hands are always cold. He's not big enough to go to high school yet. I don't want him to go to high school. Right. Go then, scoot. And get yourself changed. Right, so, right. The smallest person has returned with a backwards jumper. I made this for him not too long ago and he has worn it to death. You've worn this loads, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really likes it. It's just a basic DK. I don't know if I've shown this on a podcast before actually. I might have shown it on the very first one because I still had the sleeves to go for it. This is the one that I started making for the older of the two. I have another son as well who's much older. He's going to be 23 in a couple of weeks. So I think I showed this and I only had sleeves to do. Oh god, they're bringing everything now because I've said that they can come on. Right, one more thing. Right. I'm going to move out of the way for this one. This is his Minecraft blanket that he loves and adores and sleeps with every night. and I made this for him 2 years ago. For Christmas time, and I used Dermore's anti-pilling, and it's actually held up really well because this blanket gets abused. This blanket gets dragged between here and his dad's. It gets just dragged around his bedroom. It gets dragged around the living room.
Takes full damage off the bed.
Fall damage off the bed. He sleeps on his hot bunk. So
How to make my bed, I took everything off.
he's a big fan of the igloo bed. Like, he gets into bed and then just surrounds himself with blankets and makes himself into a little igloo. You don't like being cold, do you?
No.
No. Whereas the other one will literally run round in shorts and t-shirt in the middle of winter. You don't get cold, do you?
No.
No. Right. It's good. Now that the children have stopped taking over the podcast. Oh God, he's coming back again. What now?
Bye.
Right. Yeah, say bye to the people.
Bye, peoples.
He's growing his hair because he can't make up his mind if he wants to be a girl or a Viking or both. So he currently has longer hair than I do.